Hi, Virgo. Welcome to your November reading. So November is bumpy. Saturn in Pisces is stationing direct right now as I'm doing this reading. And that is Saturn is now moving forward again opposite all of our planets, all of our Virgo placements. And so Saturn, and I really, so funny, did not expect like coming into this reading to really talk about Saturn, but I think that we need to with this opposition because oppositions prove challenging for like your outside life, right? You may feel the challenge inside, but it's going to manifest outside in your life so that you can learn so you can see it, right? Sometimes people really need to see the challenge on the outside too. This could be like challenges with people, this could be challenges with experiences, challenges within yourself are usually the biggest one. Um, and the key to the opposition is being able to see things in a different perspective, being able to see things, in a wider perspective. So having Saturn opposite all of our planets, this is for me, it's my Saturn opposition. My natal Saturn is in Virgo. So it'll probably be like next year, like towards the middle to the end of next year, where I actually have my Saturn opposition. And the last time this happened, I was 14 years old. So I think about that, right? So Saturn in Pisces, think, if you're old enough, think about 30 years ago where you were and what was going on in your life and the challenges that you faced back then. It won't look exactly the same. Obviously, you've grown, you're 30 years wiser. But I do remember being 14, and I do remember the things that happened when I was 14. And it was when I started high school. Saturn, thank you very much. And really and that's true for almost everybody. You're going through your Saturn opposition when you're starting high school, and you have to become more of an adult, right? And you do that for 2.5 years while Saturn is in that opposition. So here we are in the Saturn opposition, and I know that I'm having to become an adult in some way, shape, or form. I am having to really, and it's to take responsibility of myself. It's not to be responsible in the world. I've been there. I've done that. I have responded to the world. And now it's about taking responsibility for myself and being an adult for myself and being an advocate for myself. And I feel like that is going to be a theme for Virgos for the next 2.5 years. So I really wanted to talk about that today. We didn't really get a chance to talk much about it, when Saturn first ingressed Pisces. And so I sort of feel like it's time, like it's time for us to recognize what this transit means for us. Neptune is still in Pisces, and I know a lot of Virgos that have really gone through spiritual transformations with Neptune opposite their Virgo planets. I was one of them that went through a massive spiritual transformation. And a lot of illusion, right? A lot of illusion going through my sixth house. So, the astrology for November, as the planets move into Sagittarius, they will square Saturn in Pisces, and that will mean something for us as well, as the planets will be also squaring Virgo. So go check out your astrology if you would like to see a little bit more on Patreon. The Patreon's growing real fast. I'm really, really proud of it. It's pretty exciting. And I also have my calendar open. So if you would like to get a reading with me, I have the 6-month readings available for next year. And I also have a present moment astrology and tarot reading. So if you aren't ready to look at the energies for next year, but you want to know what the hell's going on with you right now, that might be the reading for you. Honestly, Virgo, I'm not even kidding a little bit. That might be the reading for you to see what's going on with you right now. And yeah, so would love to see you guys in some in a reading this month. Okay, let's see what we are surrendering. What is it that Virgo, sun, moon, and rising? Deep, deep breaths. Nothing to fear. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Surrender to your full power. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. So surrender to your full power. You know, I've been getting this a lot for Virgo lately. To be honest, like I've been getting it a lot for Virgo lately, and I I do. Oh, whoa! I just cracked. There it is, the teenager in me. I just cracked my voice. I do think that this is such a big growth period. See, the thing about Saturn, everybody thinks that he's such a bad guy, and the the thing with Saturn is he wants you to get what you want in life. He wants you to be able to manifest what you want in life. And so he's just showing you how, like, the road to do it. And we as humans don't want to do things. We just want the stuff. We don't want to do the things, right? I have to make sure that my microphone's on sometimes. Technology has not been my friend lately. But no, like we want it right now. We don't want to have to do all the things for it. But the journey is the best part. The journey is where we get resilience, we grow, we evolve, we learn, right? And they want me to do that. Okay. All right. So we got 4 cards here. And in growing and learning in that journey, we manifest our, we manifest a future. We make choices in that journey and decisions in that journey that manifest the future. So it really is in our own hands, and we can allow ourselves to think negatively about it, or we can allow ourselves to have a different mindset. The first card that came out was the Star. So you might be dealing with an Aquarius energy. But the Star is like, whenever I get the Star in a reading, I automatically think of the North Node. I don't know why. And sometimes I also think about the midheaven. The North Node and the midheaven are different. They're really different because the North Node is really what your soul wants to learn in this lifetime, and the midheaven is really what your soul wants to do in this lifetime, like what your soul wants to, the part of being, being a part of humanity. Like, what is that I'm doing? What is my purpose? What is it that I want to give to other people, or just do, not even if it's not giving other people. It could be anything, right? But it's also a wish card. It's like, but I feel like right now that you may not even know what it is that you want to manifest. Like, because then I have the Hanged Man. That's the Saturn in Pisces, chilling, having a minute, right? Very much hanging himself upside down to be enlightened, to see a different perspective, to see a different point of view. And then the Two of Wands and the Knight of Cups. I really feel like it's really funny. This is so interesting because I feel like the Two of Wands and the Knight of Cups here is literally you sitting here and you're like, where am I going to give out my precious energy to? I feel like this is energy conservation in some way. Maybe you're not meant to make that decision right now. Maybe you're not meant to make the decision on what you're supposed to be doing because you're definitely at a crossroads. And I think that you're trying to figure out what's next. And, the Knight of Cups makes me feel like there's not a lack of receptivity. Like, I feel like you're receptive. I just feel like you're just kind of like, meh, right? And that's interesting that the surrender to your full power is there because I feel like in this stage where you're at here, you could choose to just become apathetic, or you could choose to move forward and do something bigger with yourself. That's what this feels like. And it also feels like you have some decisions coming up. And I feel like you need to kind of sit in some silence and get a little perspective about the decisions that are coming up. So let's clarify. Let's see what this star. Ooh. Bottom of the deck is the Ace of Wands. Oh. This 10 of Swords, man. It has come out in a lot of these readings. I mean, it's after we're just outside of eclipse season, so I'm not surprised. Ooh. I feel like your purpose is transforming right now. I feel like what you once used to wish for and what you once used to look forward to in life has changed. And there's just this, Scorpio season, right? Like there's just this death and rebirth cycle that we all go through. And, depending on where it is where Scorpio sits in your own chart, you really have to be willing to look at yourself in that kind of deep transformational way and be honest, right? And so I feel like November is a big fat pause for Virgos. And I think this big fat pause is a reflection. It's not, recognize this is not the hermit. We're not taking a journey of, finding things. We're literally trying to see a different perspective. We're not trying to get new information. We're trying to see the information that we have right now, the perspective on it. And why? Why do we have to change our perspective? Why? Why do we have to change our perspective? 10 of Swords. So we stop going to the worst possible case scenario. Tell me I'm wrong. How many of you Virgos hope for the best but expect the worst in life? I used to. I used to hope for the best but expect the worst. And I used to think that I was being optimistic by hoping for the best and expecting the worst. Here's the thing. No matter what you choose to do, no matter what you choose to do, even if it seems like it's a detour, even if it appears to be something that's going to totally upend your life and make everything turn upside down and everything will look different again, whatever, right? Whatever you choose to do, it's still going to bring you to lessons, and it's still going to bring you to growth, and it's still going to bring you to evolution. You might have to repeat some of those lessons. There's a song by Dunya. She's an artist, Dunya, Dounia, Dunya. She's amazing. And the song's called Mistakes. And the line is, my mistakes are perfect too. Because even if you make the wrong decision, you're still going to detour back, right? And I'm going to quote that wrong, because what's wrong? What's wrong about that, right? I feel like you think that you're going to make a decision that's going to be like the end of the world or something like that. And I feel like sometimes the end of the world feeling is us projecting, right? The 10 of Swords, because swords are our thoughts. Yes, there's going to be an ending. Does it have to be the end of the world? Probably not. And the last card here, we have the King of Cups with the Knight of Cups. So I do think that I feel like somebody approaches you. For some of you, a water sign is courting you or approaching you in some way. And I think that this water sign is one of the decisions in your life that you are afraid you're going to make the wrong decision about. And, I feel like the overthinking can get us in so much trouble, Virgo. Sometimes we have to allow our heart to lead. I don't know with Saturn opposing if that's really going to be a thing, if that's really true, but anything is possible, right? Anything is absolutely possible. And relationships help us learn about ourselves. So I don't think any relationship is really wrong. I really don't. Like, even if it feels, I don't feel like any relationship is wrong. So Ace of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. Okay. So I feel like towards the middle to end of November, the energy is really going to open up and start picking up for us, which is awesome. And I really want you to be ready to receive some gifts that are coming your way. This may come in ways of opportunity, ways of money. But I do feel like there's that Eight of Wands really is like messaging, like in modern day, it's like text messages, DM, stuff like that. And I feel like you need to have faith. There's something about having faith because you're starting a fresh new beginning, and something new is happening. But before that, this feels very much like you kind of have to come to terms with certain parts of yourself that no longer exist, so that you can surrender to your full power. Okay. Yeah, I love you guys. I hope you have a good November, even if it hurts. I hope that you come out on the other side shining like a brand new penny. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye.